Welcome everybody. Oh, Snickers. My husband just got home from work and he loves when my husband comes home from work to bark as loud as possible. So I guess this is as good a time as any to do a Snickers sighting. So my name is Karen. I'm your facilitator tonight, and this is going to be such a great social. And this is my little love bug Snickers. He is now my studio dog. He actually comes with me to the Pilates studio, and it's just amazing. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so is there anybody who is here for their very first social? If that's the case, I'm so sorry, my dog decided to go ballistic. Um, oh my goodness. Snickers. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if we can open the door and let him go. Go, Snickers, go. Oh man. Okay, that's fun. he's like, oh yeah, I want to say hi. So my name is Karen. I'm coming at you right outside San Francisco from Marin County. Those of you who are new, I am so excited that you've been here. We've been facilitating like a couple years, and he's never done that. He usually just stays in the room with me. Yes, it was me with my music. I thought Rihanna just really speaks to celebration. And so I thought that that would be a really good song to start with. And we're going to end with some Lady Gaga, because for me, that is all about it. And I'm feeling, I know Christmas hasn't been here yet, but for some reason, I'm feeling the New Year's vibes. So if you are brand new, these journal prompts can be done in your journal, but if you do not have your journal yet, because you are a January person and you haven't gotten it yet, you can do these on a separate sheet of paper. This is a cameras off event. The only person who has to be on camera is me. So you can wear your pajamas, your sweats, whatever it is that makes you feel comfy. Pour yourself something delicious, maybe some hot tea. I'm just drinking some plain old water today. The one thing you do need to know is that you want to set your chat to everyone unless you want Jen, my wonderful stage manager, and myself to see it. She'll pop on camera and give you a little wave. So when it says host and panelist, it only we see it. But if it says everyone, everybody else can see it. So, make sure that you see that. And sometimes if you are on an iPad, it will revert back to host and panelist, which is annoying, I know, but just in case. I'm so glad. Oh, a beer for me and a pup in the lap. That sounds like a really great thing. And then I saw some people are in their loungewear. I have to admit, I bought these 2 jumpsuits, and I bought 2, and they are so comfy. It's like wearing pajamas. So though it's not technically pajamas, man, it feels like it's so good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going after our bumpy Snickers opening. These are our Silk and Sonders guidelines. Be kind and courteous to yourself and others. No promotions or spam. Respect everyone's privacy, even if you meet someone outside and you know them. What happens in Sonder Club, it's like Vegas, it stays in Vegas. No hate speech or bullying. Limit repetitive product and accessory questions. Sonder Club, that is a perfect place to put those questions. Any questions you have on delivery and such, Jen O and I do not work for headquarters. So you will need to email hello@silkandsonder.com and they can help you out. They are a Monday through Friday team. So if you ever email them on the weekend, you're not going to hear from them until, business hours. And then remember, Sonder Socials are a tool to help elevate your emotional health through the power of community, but you are responsible for your own emotions, well-being, and decisions. Anytime you have journaling, there can be feelings that do arise, good feelings, bad feelings, happy, joyous tears, grief. Those emotions can hit hard. At any point, it doesn't feel right for you to attempt a journal prompt or finish a journal prompt. You have permission to enjoy the music, enjoy the chat, maybe open up your coloring page. You take care of you. I also want to say that a lot of times in these journal prompts, we give you a certain amount of time because it's an hour social. You do not have to finish anything. You may sit with it. You may be walking and the perfect answer comes to you, or the journal prompt, etc. So remember, this is your journal, your time frame, not ours. So just be patient with yourself on that. Okay, so we are ending the end of our month of celebration. Can you believe we are already at the 21st of December? I will admit that this can be a difficult prompt. I was talking to Jen earlier that yes, happy solstice, Elizabeth, our shortest night. Definitely a night to curl up with a blanket and a good book and a cup of tea and get those Hughie feelings going on. Um, Celebration can sometimes make you feel um like you are wanting to compare yourself to someone on Instagram. Remember that what you're seeing a lot of times is that highlight reel. We all have seen that meme. And remember, somebody else's journey is not the same as yours. Every year looks different. Those of you who have been with me in Silk and Saunders, my years have definitely looked different. Last year was a very difficult year for me. I had a lot of health problems. This year has been wonderful, and I've had a lot of successes. But if you asked me 5 years ago, about my celebrations, it would have looked very different because my story was just getting started. I was just starting to start exploring self-care and exploring my self-worth. And I just want you to remember, no matter what I say or I put in the chat, that this is yours and it's your journey, and we're not comparing ourselves with anyone. In addition to that, there's one other thing I want to say. When I was filling these pages out, it was very nerve-wracking to fill this out, and I had to sit with it a little bit, and I had to figure out why. And I know that as a woman coming from the South, that a lot of times we were taught to play small, and this is not the social to play small. If we make someone else uncomfortable with our celebrations, that is okay. But Silk and Saunders is a place where we are a group of women slash people who lift each other up. We are not going to look our nose down at each other or anything else like that, because that's the kind of community this is. And so I want you to know that this is a safe space for you to be able to celebrate, and don't dim your light. Okay. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in. So our agenda, first, we're gonna have a celebration activity. Then we're gonna do page 19, our end of year highlights, and our celebration jar, page 21. So let's dig in. If you are new, the very first activity in our socials is done on a notes page. So it can be done anywhere. You can repurpose the area, you can use your scratch pad, etc. So for today, flip to a notes page, scratch pad for the week, your thoughts journal, sticky notes, whatever works for you. This is your prompt. Life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans. What unexpected things happened in your life this year? For better or for worse, how did your plans change? How can you celebrate what came from those changes? So I'm going to share mine. So I quit my jobs and I opened my own Pilates and wellness studio. It is a huge responsibility. But I love the people and what I do. Not thrilled not to be able to travel right now, but it will all be worth it. I took something that was working in an environment that was not necessarily really uplifting and not what it is that I wanted. It was a very hard decision. My coworker and I are very, very close. She left before me. I haven't told this part of the story before, but she left before me, and I tried to make it work and it wasn't going to be able to work. And so I remember we were about to go see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, and I made my husband, of course, take me out for pizza before you go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, obviously. And I go, are we really going to do this? Are we really going to open our own studio? And so at that point, I made a decision. I sent an email giving her a month's notice. So it wasn't like, oh, I've been planning this. I had not planned. I never had an intention of being a studio owner. So it was the fact that there wasn't a place the two of us could work together um, with the style of Pilates we wanted to teach, and with the message we wanted to give. We want everyone to be able to come in and feel welcome, all body types and sizes of people and ages. And that doesn't necessarily exist in Marin, California. So that is my story. So I'm going to put this back up. Sometimes some negative things can really make some positive things. So I'm gonna put this up, I'm gonna go off camera, I'm gonna play some music, and feel free to be able to share as little or as much as you want in the chat. Thank you all for sharing the good, the bad, the small wins. Those small wins count sometimes more than the big ones ever did. And those of you who are mourning, those that you've lost, I'm right there with you. 21 years ago today, I lost my mom, and I'm so glad to be here with you today and for us to be able to see the good in the loss and the good in life. So, without, tearing up more than I already am, let's move on to some more celebration. So, we are on page 19. I will say that I found these the two prompts that we're going to work on today pretty close. So the way I interpreted them for myself is that I did my end of year highlights as of this year. And then I did for the celebration jar things that I could celebrate over a longer time period. So I just wanted to give you that perspective. If you're looking at it a different way, I would love to hear about it. And I'd love for you to be able to share that as well. So this is end of your highlights. Now, some people have made this page like super cute with outlining it, and it looks almost like little cookies. Um, and I know that I mentioned this at the beginning, but remember, you do not have to fill out every single one of these things right now. And it is absolutely okay if you do not fill in every space ever. Maybe you have one really big celebration. And if that's the case, that one big thing is just as worthwhile as someone's full page. So I just want to put that out there before we dive in. And I will say this was an intimidating page for me. Oop, went one too far. So let me pull mine open. I will very much admit this one was hard for me. I thought about leaving some blank and I sat with it for a while. And most of mine, honestly, were travel related or accomplishment related. Now, if this was a year or two ago, it would have looked very different. Some of you may have milestones that you hit, maybe grandbabies or children of your own or graduations or any of those things. I didn't have any of those big life happenings, or maybe buying your first house or your first car. So I had to kind of get creative with it. So I went to Brazil this year with my husband. It was an opportunity because he went for work and we were able to use points. So that is awesome. I have a brand new Bronco after having my Jeep for over a decade, which I still have and love. I spent 24 hours in New York City, which was so fun. I came from a really small town in Texas, and before I was in college, I only was on a plane 2 times. So, like, I'd never been to New York until I was, fully grown and married. So being able to go for on points one night was super like a big deal to me. Um, I was able to, I put Madrid, but what I probably should have put was celebrate my 20th anniversary. We honeymooned there, so that was big. We also got to see Graz, and that was huge in Austria because my husband worked for a company there, and I got to meet some of his friends because he worked there during COVID, and I didn't get to see any of those people. I opened a studio. I had so much fun at a fundraiser for children with cancer for camps and for their siblings at Lobster Fest. So I was thrilled about that. I was able to do some really fun wine tastings. I do live in wine country in California, and that was a lot of fun because I really missed that during COVID times. I became a integrated health coach for integrated nutrition. I became comprehensively certified in Pilates. I passed the national exam for Pilates. I celebrated spa days with my mother-in-law and with some friends. And I had a lot of really great nights camping. So those were my celebrations. Remember, my path is not your path. Some years are awesome. Some years are not as awesome. You find those smaller things, and maybe coming to your very first social is one of those things, or the fact that you have started journaling or you've mastered a small habit. All of those things are absolutely worth celebrating. So share in the chat, don't dim your light, and I'm going to give you some time to work. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Those of you who had a rough year, like I did last year, being able to come up with something for each month, celebrating the small things, the big things, not dimming our light. I love this community and I'm just in awe of all of you. And those daily habits are just as important and have more impact on our daily life than a big trip, or well, sometimes the house, depending on the house, can kind of give you a lot of pleasure because it can fit your needs. But, those little things, 6:30 meditation practice. I love that, Rev. The fact that you got a fondue pot to be able to make beer and cheese fondue, man, there's nothing better. Those little things. Maybe you got an air fryer and it changed your life for the better, or an Instapot. That totally counts. All of those things count. I love that you went and looked back at your phone, go back to the journals, go through all of those things. And remember, you don't have to fill it all at once. It's totally okay. Sit with it, listening to the things that you've done. I started making sure I was walking Snickers every single day. And so it became a habit, and I've been hitting more steps and all of those things. So thank you for inspiring me. Oh, I forgot all the seasonal activities that brought me joy, Kimberly. Yes, I love that too. Some of those small things, like last year for Christmas, we went camping and we're gonna camp again this Christmas. I made food to go with the movie. So Elf had spaghetti and Home Alone had pizza and A Christmas Story had like frozen Chinese food. And so I'm gonna do that all again this year. And those celebrations may end up in next year's journal. You never know. So fun, right? And so easy. Don't get me wrong, this is not fresh dough. This is like, the little dough that's already done. It's super easy. So we're gonna turn to page 21. Remember, I said that I chose to look at celebration over a longer period of time, so it was not redundant me listing the same things over and over again. Six things Andrea is awesome. Six things that's great. Oh yeah, I got my passport renewed because I had mine. I sent it during COVID to get renewed and they lost it. So like all those things, so good. Some of the other things that I thought of, which I just want to throw out there, that if you love learning and any kind of learning, Udemy is doing a sale right now on some of their courses, and I think I'm about to buy some more because I really enjoy those courses. I did a gua sha one, meditation, breath work, so fun. But I'm going to do one on Instagram marketing for my studio. So just throwing that out there. Yeah, their courses are great, Phyllis. I mean, there's some of them are $100. You can get them for less than 20 right now. So good. So here's my celebration jar. I have a happy marriage. I have a great business partner, and that is like the biggest thing ever. Does she get on my nerves sometimes? Yes, but I know I get on her nerves sometimes too. And so it's like a marriage, right? Um, I have wonderful friendships with the facilitators at Silk and Saunders, and I absolutely put that on my celebration jar. I was able to meet Maya in real person in Denver this year, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to meet Jen O at one of our favorite vineyards that I actually got married at. And so that's one of the things I want to be able to do. And when I took the month off, not only did I miss you guys, but I missed being in contact with these people that for a couple years I've been in contact with pretty much weekly. Snickers. I'm so thankful and celebrate Snickers. Those of you who don't know that Snickers, the one who interrupted the beginning of this, he was a rescue dog. He actually sent my husband to the emergency room for biting him in the face, and he had to get stitches, 3 stitches in his face. And at that point, I think I was a facilitator at that point, and it was a horrible decision. And now he gets to come to the studio and loves everybody, is so much healthier and happier and less reactive. I have a great house, and it's great because it fits my lifestyle. It's not a mansion, it's not super big, but it fits. It's, 2 bedrooms and an office, which is perfect for a Chihuahua and a husband and wife. I can walk to the grocery store, I can walk to my studio. And I love that it's not crumbling underneath me. I lived in a house that my dad built a lot of during my youth, but also I would say that my parents were borderline hoarders, and my mom was very unsanitary. So if you ever have invite me over for dinner and I see a spaghetti spoon laid directly on the stovetop or counter, you will see me gasp because that was normal. And I remember before having friends come over, scrubbing that out. So for me to be able to have a nice, clean house that people can come into at any point without being ashamed of the living conditions is huge for me. I have that new Bronco and I love it. I'm not one to buy things that are material very often, but we bought a rooftop tent that weighs 175 pounds, and I'm a little nervous about getting on top of the Bronco. But we've also taken it off-roading, and I'm terrified of driving. I'm not a good driver, but I took it off-roading and it was so much fun. Um, we're starting our backyard renovation starting next week. It was supposed to start this week, but there was a bunch of rain. So I'm very excited to be able to have some plants back there, that I can have an herb garden and a grill that I can cook out there, and a pizza oven and a hot tub and a little fire pit. So I love it. And you have to understand my backyard is tiny. So getting all of this in has taken a lot of design work, and I'm so excited about it. I have my dream car. I have an 82 Corvette, a little red Corvette. We bought it a little over a year and a half ago, and I celebrate it, even if I don't drive it all the time because it's not exactly watertight and the air conditioner doesn't work and there's some other issues with it. But oh, I love it. It's just beautiful. I have a husband that is supporting me as I start a new business. We're not taking salaries for the year so we can invest in a bigger space next year. And I'm super, super thankful for that. Um, I have a successful business. We are doing well. So I'm very, very happy about that. I'm happy that I have travel points to be able to travel to other locations. My husband travels a lot for work, and I feel very blessed to be able to have those there. And then I also am very lucky that I absolutely love my mother-in-law. She's acted like a mother figure for me for the last 20 years. And since I don't really have my own biological family, I very much want to celebrate that relationship I have. This can be drawings, this can be stickers, this could be mantras. Maybe you're celebrating that rescue pup like I am. Maybe you're celebrating independence. Maybe you're celebrating that promotion. Maybe you're celebrating the very first risotto you made. All of it counts. I'll see you in a few. My goodness. That was a beautiful way to spend some time, even though I'm not writing. Reading it, I'm teary and I'm happy and all of the things, all of the things. I'm with Maya. This hour goes so fast, so much faster than a treadmill hour for sure. Faster than a 1 minute plank. I'll even admit that as a Pilates instructor. Please, 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 like Andrea, share your pages in Sonder Club. You never know when it's going to find inspiration for someone else or give them inspiration. So, we love to see what it is that you're up to. I wish we had the ability in the chat to be able to see it. So that's the only way we get to see what it is that you're doing. And it inspires me, inspires the other facilitators, and inspires other users. So if you feel comfortable, please share. Refer a friend is still going on. That might be something wonderful with the new year coming up. If Silk and Saunders has changed your life, maybe it will change someone else that you're close to as well. If you have the means and you are dedicated to your Sonder practice, you might consider upgrading and save $110 a year. That can buy a lot of Epsom salts, Rev. And then also there is a new social feedback survey. So feel free to put times if you're still missing the cooking social, all those things, that information they do look at, and it does help inspire what's coming up in the new year. So, Jen just said the January events are up. We are thrilled to have them. We're thrilled to have you. This playlist I think is one of my absolutely favorites. I'm gonna see if I can throw it into the chat. I've been having problems with links lately. I'm not sure what it is, but I will tell you, if you go into Spotify, I'm gonna try one more time. It's called Calm Classroom Instrumental Pop. And I think it's about 10 hours of really great instrumental journaling music. Let me try one more. Nope, it's not letting me do it. So I'll put the name of the playlist. I did not create it in the chat, but I think it is absolutely a good one. And I will lead us out with a celebration dance. Get out of your seats and celebrate yourself. Until next time, friends.